ethical foundation, a religious foundation, a spiritual foundation that respects life, that respects fellow human beings. We've got to have morals and ethics. We have technology and science without ethics. We've got GMOs without wisdom. We have bullets and bombs and nukes that can kill people, but we don't have consciousness.
Yeah, well, see, we haven't evolved. What we have done is have revolution after revolution because we get sick and tired of the system that's in power. We have a revolution, new people come into power, they do the same damn thing that the one before did, and how are you going to ever make a change? You have to evolve to a higher level of consciousness. It was Einstein who said you can't solve a problem at the same level at which it was created.
That's right.
So you have to evolve to another level to do it in a different way. And if you do that, you evolve instead of revolve. And that's a concept that is the biggest one because that's where we're lacking. And we don't realize that we have the power.
Yeah.
Each individual has the power, but we're sitting on our fat butts going, oh, what the heck is happening? Oh, I don't believe this. Oh, no, there are no conspiracies. Oh, no, trust the CDC and the FDA. Come on, wake up, America.
You know, I think this is the key difference. You and I, people like us, we want education. We want knowledge and awareness. Obama and his minions want re-education in a camp.
Well, that's what's happening. It looks like that's happening. It's frightening.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Saputo. We're out of time. Any last thoughts?
Hey, yeah, keep up the good work, Mike. If anybody's interested in learning about the information we've been talking about that has to do with how to protect yourself against radiation, go to the website at drsaputo.com. It's totally free website.
The globalist and Genesis control freaks adding poison to your water.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, filling in today, the editor of naturalnews.com, a frequent contributor to Infowars.com in terms of articles, and, of course, filling in here from time to time on the show, which is always a very fun thing to do because we have amazing guests. I brought some interesting books and products for you just to show you some of what's out there and give you some commentary on it. One book is called One Nation Under Arrest. This is really good reading. This talks about the total criminalization of America and how these laws are being used and abused in terms of making innocent people look like criminals. So that's a great book. It's got an intro by Edwin Meese III. Wow. Not sure if he belongs in that book. But in any case, it's a good book. The next book is by Joe Nobody, who's been a guest here on the Alex Jones Show. It's called Holding Their Own 2. This is the sequel to his very popular fiction novel, Holding Their Own. The cool thing about that novel, Holding Their Own, is that it talks about a couple escaping from Houston, a family escaping from Houston during a collapse scenario, and everything in the book is factual in terms of what kind of equipment and gear you would use to survive. So it's kind of like you can learn about survival while you read fiction. Then I found this product in HEB the other day. This is a new drink called NeuroSleep. NeuroSleep, put your brain to sleep. And it actually has Z's right here on the bottle. Zzz, go to sleep now. And if you look at the ingredients, guess what's in it? Sucralose, the chemical sweetener, and sodium benzoate, the chemical designed to turn everything in this bottle into a complete dead zone. Its job is to kill everything in the bottle and make it sterile. NeuroSleep, in case you're too awake. Drink some of this. Okay, enough of that. Toss that out of here. Get it. All right, next we have some unpasteurized fresh juice from Central Market. Oh, look at this warning. I don't know if you can even see the label, but it says, warning, this product has not been pasteurized and therefore may contain harmful bacteria that may cause serious illness in children, the elderly, and persons with weakened immune systems. Now notice that if you sell unpasteurized milk, you get arrested, thrown in prison, raided at gunpoint, and given $1 million bail in California. But here in Texas, you can sell unpasteurized products just by having a warning label on them. Gee, so why can't we have raw milk with a warning label and have our choice? Okay, the government doesn't want to give you a choice. So they selectively outlaw the raw milk while they let corporations like HEB sell raw juice just with a little warning label. In fact, I think I'm going to drink this juice and see if it kills me, because that's what the FDA says. You drink unpasteurized products, you might die. I'm going to drink this on the break. It's making me drool. It's so good. It's got beet juice in it. Oh, it might protect me from Fukushima fallout too. That should be a crime. All right. Next item is an SOS. We're sending out an SOS for humanity. This is something that we've just released on Natural News. SOS stands for Stop Out of Control Science. And you can find that information at sos.naturalnews.com. This is an infographic, highly informative infographic. I encourage you to read and share. And the point of this is that it distinguishes between good science, which is a quest for understanding, and I am a huge proponent of good science. I'm scientifically trained. And it distinguishes between good science and then dangerous science, which is science that is done in the quest for profits and power at the expense of humanity. I'm not going to go through every single element of this, but if you go to that infographic at sos.naturalnews.com, you are going to get the 5 levels of dangerous science. There it is on Prisonplanet.tv, level 1 through level 5. Stay there on that slide for a second. I want to talk about level 4 dangers. These are self-replicating systems that are a danger to humanity. GMOs, my friends, are self-replicating genetic pollution. So it's different from chemical pollution. Chemical pollution is like Corexit in the Gulf of Mexico. That's bad, but it doesn't replicate itself. If you dump Corexit into the Gulf, it doesn't make more Corexit. But if you dump GMOs into the open environment, they replicate. They make more GMOs. They cross-pollinate with the crops and make more seeds that are contaminated genetically, and that can never be recalled. It can't be put back in the box. We're going to be dealing with genetic pollution on this planet for all of the rest of life on this planet. We're going to be dealing with that. And nanotechnology could become self-replicating in the near future. Weaponized vaccines are self-replicating because they contain live viral strains sometimes, and that replicates in your body. Dangerous stuff. Science, when it's misused, is a danger to humanity, and that's the point of that infographic, so spread the word on that. Thank you for helping to protect humanity. We've got a lot more straight ahead. We're going to be talking to a raw milk mom under attack by the state of Minnesota. Straight ahead.
We're on the march. The Empire.
I want to give you some information resources where you can learn more or stay up to speed on a couple of topics here. Since we have been covering Fukushima today, I want to mention these 2 websites, enenews.com. Got some good information there. Of course, you're always going to find the most breaking stories on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I'm stunned at how fast Kurt Nemo and Paul Watson and everybody is there. They sometimes are days ahead of when I can even get a story posted. But another website out there is called nformable.com. Formable, Formable.com. That's a pretty good website. Also, we're getting ready to go on to the topic of raw milk and the assault on the rights of American citizens in Minnesota, even the raw milk moms. This is a whole new event. I know we've covered this issue in California before and other states, Pennsylvania, for example, but this is a whole new deal. This is a new attack in Minnesota, and a website where you can get great information on that is called thecompletepatient.com, thecompletepatient.com. I read his website. I use that guy as a source, Gumpert, for some of my reporting as well on naturalnews.com, and you'll probably see some of his stories quoted on Infowars.com as well. What's great is, we all cooperate. We're all patriots for freedom, for liberty, for truth, for, just the fundamental American liberties, and I love how we all cooperate in this alternative news industry. There's a little bit of infighting, but, those people are just really insignificant in the big picture. Those of us who cooperate and work together for a common truth and justice, liberty for the people, that's what really matters. And so those are some of the websites that are important to see along those lines. Now, in this segment, we're going to be joined by Melinda Olson. She is one of the 4 moms, I believe it's 4, in Minnesota that has received a threatening warning letter from the Minnesota Department, is it the Department of Agriculture? We'll find out, a government department, and they are warning her they're going to criminally prosecute her if she continues to allow her home to be used as a drop-off point for raw, fresh milk being delivered by a local Minnesota farmer. And she joins us by phone today to tell us about this experience and how she's being threatened and how she's standing her ground and calling the bluff of the government to say, no, you're not going to take away our rights to choose our own healthy food. Melinda Olson, welcome to the Alex Jones Show.
Hi, and thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Do you prefer to be called Mel or Melinda?
Mel works great.
Okay,
sure.
Mel. All right, tell us What happened? What led to you receiving this letter, and what does the letter say?
Well, as you stated previously, I provide a space in my garage as a drop-off point and a picking-up point for people in my community and my friends, family, neighbors to pick up food from a farmer of their choice, so that it's a convenient place for them to be able to pick up on, it allows for people to get the food that they want to feed for their families in a convenient way. I have to say, Mike, that actually it's 10 individuals in Minnesota. 10 separate people have gotten a warning letter from the Minnesota Department of Agriculture.
Oh, wow. Okay, the MDA, that's the acronym I was looking for. Tell us what is in this letter, because I've read it, and maybe you guys can post it for Prisonplanet.tv members. It's linked from my story on that. This letter specifically talks about criminal charges or investigation. What does it say?
That's right. After citing several statutes that the state or the MDA believes that I am in violation of, they state toward the end of the letter, after reviewing the evidence gathered during the investigation, MDA has determined that the issuance of this notice of warning is appropriate. MDA warns that should you continue to sell or distribute unpasteurized or other foods illegally in the future, you will be subject to administrative penalties, criminal prosecution, or other enforcement remedies available to MDA.
Gunpoint raids.
I'm sorry?
I was interrupting with gunpoint raids. That's what they mean. When they say other, they mean raided at gunpoint. That's what they mean.
Well, Mike, there was a friend of mine who has the exact same role for a farmer in Bloomington, which is a town just a city south of me. It's about less than 10 miles away. And in June of 2010, she had armed officers with a criminal warrant investigating, harassing, invading her home for 2.5 hours for the exact same issue.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable that this is happening in America today, Mel. I appreciate you having the courage to get on the air and describe this situation. I've got a lot more questions for you, but overall, this is unbelievable. Farmers are delivering food just to your garage so that your neighbors, other moms who want to feed their children fresh, raw, unpasteurized, wholesome milk, they can just pick it up because there's not a retail store anywhere. You're just a drop-off point, and the state of Minnesota is saying this is a crime.
Right. They've conducted an investigation, and they cite me for distributing and selling milk. Well, I don't ever touch anyone else's product. I don't touch the money. So I don't see how I qualify as a criminal for providing space in my home. Or my garage.
No, of course not. There'd probably be less of a penalty if you were distributing meth out of your garage. I mean, the cops would probably just ask for a cut and then leave you alone. But boy, if you do food, oh my God, raw food, real food, farm fresh food, now you're a criminal. You're going to be fully investigated. You told me on the phone the other day that family-based farming is becoming criminalized in America. What exactly did you mean by that?
Well, I have in front of me, I have some charges against a farmer that I respect, and I have a lot of honor for him. I'm looking at the counts that he's facing, 9 criminal misdemeanor charges. Let me just read some of them. Sale of improperly labeled frozen food, sale of unpasteurized milk, sale of adulterated food, sale of ungraded butter, sale of unpasteurized cheese, sale of food without a license, and the last one, operation of a dairy plant without a permit.
What's this farmer's name?
They are criminalizing farmers for honest toil that has been the backbone of our country for 200 plus years.
Yes. Well, that's it. It's the war on America's farmers. It's the war on America's family. It's the war on America's culture. The Obama administration tried to outlaw family farms where you couldn't have a 14-year-old son learning to drive a tractor. I drove tractors for my granddad when I was 14. This is part of America's culture, and it's under attack, just as you say, Mel.
The last count that he has against him is operation of a dairy plant without a permit. And can I just say that dairy plant